We're at the point in the season where rotations are pretty much set and your playing time is probably fairly consistent. The problem for a lot of you high school basketball players out there is that your playing time is not what you feel you deserve or not what you want. Maybe you only get in the game for a few minutes each half. Maybe you're stuck on the end of the bench and you only get in during a blowout. Well, the question I have for you is, how much do you really want more playing time? Because today, I'm going to share your best chance to carve out some more playing time at this point in the season. Let's jump in and discuss. Welcome back to Hard Smart Together. I'm Coach Dave. I'm here every week to help basketball players become the smart, confident players that coaches love. So I know your coach plays favorites. It's an unfair playing situation. Your teammates, their parents are more involved with the program, therefore they get more playing time. Okay, I've heard all the excuses as a coach. I've heard them from players. These are probably not the reasons that you're not getting as much playing time that you feel you deserve or that you want. But at the end of the day, does the reason behind you not getting your playing time you want really matter? It really doesn't matter. What you want is to get on the floor. You want more playing time. So that's why today I want to share, at this point in the season, with rotations kind of set and your playing time kind of set, how do you carve out more? How do you grab the attention of the coach and get incrementally a few more minutes here and there on the floor? That's what we're going to go over today. Now, I always like to give you a free gift just for joining, just for spending some time with me today. So if you haven't already downloaded the 8 intangible skills coaches love to see in players, be sure to do it, because these are some of the ways that you can show off to a coach as well, both on and off the court. So it comes in a checklist form. You can simply go to the link I put in the description below, or go to hardsmarttogether.com/intangibles, and I'll be sure to get you that free gift. Now, how at this point in the season, when all is, you're just kind of like, this season is lost, I'm not getting on the floor any more than I'm getting, how can you carve out more playing time? Well, I asked you a question in the intro. How much do you really want more playing time? What are you willing to do? Because at this point in the season, you have to be willing to do the dirty work. That's right. Your vision of maybe being a top scorer or being a star player or being, whatever, those might be behind you this season. This season, you have to be willing to do the dirty work. So what's the dirty work? When I was in high school, I was one of those players that had to do the dirty work to get on the floor. And one of the best ways to show off that you're one of those players willing to do that is become a rebounder. That's right. I used to be sent into the game by my coach. And the coach would say, I don't care if you score. You don't have to score. Just get every rebound. So maybe you are relentless on both the defensive and the offensive boards. Maybe you make a point of making contact with any player on the court in order to box out, in order to secure the defensive rebound and to secure the stop. Maybe you go after every offensive rebound like it's the last chance for your team to ever score again, and you give your team more possessions, okay? That's the dirty work, not worrying about shooting or scoring or any of those types of things. Just focusing on rebounding is a way to show off the fact that you're willing to do the dirty work. What about on the defensive end? Being the player that's willing to step in every time there's a drive to the basket. You're willing to step in, get good defensive position, and sacrifice your body to take a charge every single time. Okay? That's a player that's willing to do the dirty work, right? What if all your focus is on defense? Yeah, maybe it's not the high skill ball handling or shooting that you were working on over the summer and you really want to show off. But if you just became that defensive stopper, if you were just down in a stance and nobody was getting past you in a one-on-one scenario, maybe you're the best help defender. Do the dirty work, okay? What about if you just focus the rest of the season on knocking down your free throws whenever you get a chance? Whenever you can draw a foul, whenever you can get into that kind of, you create the contact on the offensive end and therefore you draw fouls, but when you get an opportunity, you're knocking down your free throws. There is no better opportunity to be in the end of the game. I don't care if you're a star or not, right? If you're a star that can't shoot free throws and it's a close game at the end of the game and free throws are going to matter, you got to knock them down to win the game, you're going to be out of the game. And the players that can knock down the free throws are going to be in the game during those critical end of game situations, right? So there's 3 ways to show off the fact that you're willing to do the dirty work. Become a relentless rebounder, become a relentless defender, and knock down your free throws. Okay? That you have to be willing to do the dirty work. Now, here's the second part of this. You cannot waste opportunities to show this off. Okay? Yeah, you're bummed about your playing time. So in practice, maybe you're just not engaged in practice. Maybe when I got to be the scout team again, and you're not fully energized. You're not trying to show that off. Maybe you're still trying to show off your shot, right? But that hasn't gotten you on the court so far. So you've got to be able to show off the dirty work in practice. When you're in a scout team, in those cleanup minutes during a blowout, you've got to show off these dirty work kind of skills so that the coach goes, oh, when I need a defensive stop, I should call on them. I need to get them off the bench. Boy, look at the way they're going after the rebounds. We've been getting crushed on the boards. I need a rebounder in there, right? Wow, every time during practice, during whatever the case might be, during scrimmages, at the end of the game, they consistently knock down their free throws. Their free throw percentage is so high. I gotta have them in the game. So don't waste the opportunities that you have to show off that you're willing to do the dirty work by being dejected over the fact that you're not getting playing time. That's your only chance to carve it out, to get a minute or 2 more here and there, okay? Coaches need players willing to do the dirty work, okay? It's a team game, and yes, there are scores, and maybe you want to be a scorer, maybe you want to be a top offensive option or a top offensive threat, maybe you want to be a different player, but now, at this point in the season, if you're not getting the playing time you want, now's not the time. You're not going to suddenly develop a great shot or great ball handling, okay? You're going to do that over the off season. You're going to work on those things. Doing the dirty work is your foot in the door. It sets the table for next season so that your coach can go, oh, at the beginning of next season, I need to get this player in the rotation because they're willing to do the dirty work. Then you can show off the fact, oh, they can knock down a 3 too, right? Oh, they can drive to the basket. Oh, they can, help the team organize on offense. Oh, then your other skill sets can come out, but you need a foot in the door, okay? Being willing to do the dirty work, not wasting the opportunities you have to show those off for the rest of this season, can help get your foot in the door and establish a place for you next season, and then you can expand your game. Then you can expand your minutes. But don't waste the rest of this season being bitter or being dejected over the fact that you're not getting the time that you feel you deserve or maybe you want. Okay? Don't waste the rest of this season. If you really want more playing time this season, be willing to do that dirty work, and it will set the table for next season. That's what I got for you today. If this was helpful, give me a like, give me a comment below. And until next week, remember to play hard, play smart, and play together. See you next week.